Hi, welcome back to Mind Control, where we inspire and motivate you. Hope you enjoy the video.
No matter how hard it is, how difficult it is, how tough your life seems to be right now, you can go anywhere you want in life, anywhere.
The number one rule in creating success is to show up, to merely just show up. In fact, it's been said that 90% of all success that people encounter is about showing up. Just show up, folks.
And I know when it's tough, when it's crazy, when you don't have any money, when maybe you have health problems or family problems or partner problems, or you're not finding that right person in your life, it all seems like, when's it gonna break? Is it gonna break? Is there a way out? Am I gonna get a better job ever? Look, I've been in all these situations. I lost my first 5 jobs I was fired from. I'm here in Miami today. This is where I live. I live in this building right here.
Just show up, folks. You ever known someone that got lucky a lot? You know what they did? They showed up. You can't get lucky if you don't show up. So suit up and show up. All highly successful people know that they have to show up. And that's what they do. They just keep showing up. What does showing up mean? Hey, it means simply getting out of bed in the morning. Sometimes when you don't want to get out of bed, you just get up and get out of bed. Nothing comes to someone that sleeps except a little rest and a few nightmares. Get out of bed in the morning. Put your clothes on. Take a shower first. Put your clothes on.
The environment that I lived in, I was losing it. I was not doing well. I was using drugs. I had terrible friends. I had terrible advice. My dad had died, so I didn't have anybody to kind of mentor me and show me the way. Look, and my life kept getting worse and worse and worse. You're like, I just don't have it in me to make calls today. Okay, well, sooner or later you're gonna have to confront that you gotta make calls, or you gotta go talk to that girl, or whatever the deal is. You gotta go talk to your boss, or you gotta become more valuable to yourself and the environment around you. And the only way to become more valuable before you make that call, before you go talk to that girl, before you go talk to your boss, before you do the thing that maybe you don't know you want to do or need to do, start helping somebody else. I didn't think one day I'd have a jet, I'd be able to fly private, or I'd have 5 companies that make a bunch of money. I never ever thought about that stuff. I had this little thing inside me said, hey man, I know I can do something. I know I can. You know you can do something. You know you can do more than you're doing right now.
So I don't think I've made it by any means, because I'm measuring against my potential. Like, if you can put your ego aside, when you want to turn your life around, put your ego aside and say, hey, I got this one thing in front of me. I don't even like it. If you can learn to get great at something you hate, I guarantee you will have greatness in your lifetime. So I was broke at 25. At 45, I was worth probably, I was worth 10 or 15 million bucks. Well, I started getting comfortable. I started getting seduced by the idea that I had done more than other people. I would tell the millennial, just real quick, dude, get rich, get rich. There's 3 things people don't know about money. They don't know how to make it, they don't know how to keep it, and they definitely don't know, number 3, how to multiply it. If anybody that's out there just gets comfortable, you will always be punished for being comfortable. The entire middle class in America should have had their massive wake-up call in 2008, 2009. Trying to reach for what I can do, not what I have done.
The day you start taking responsibility for what happens to you is the day you will start controlling what actually happens to you. Most of the people I meet in my seminars are saying, well, hey, so-and-so won't let me do this, or my wife won't let me do this, or my husband won't let me do this, or my boss won't let me do this. Folks, the moment you assign responsibility to another human being is the same moment that you accept never to be in control of your own life. This week, put yourself back in responsibility of everything that happens to you. The car wreck, the nick on the car, you get overcharged for something. Everything, the argument with your spouse, okay? Your kids don't get to school on time because of the bus. That was your fault. The moment you can take responsibility for everything, the lost deal, the people that didn't get approved, the moment you can take responsibility for everything is the moment you will start controlling your life, your customers, and your outcomes. Take responsibility, increase it, look everywhere. I get a cold or a cough. Hey, how was I responsible for that? It wasn't because I sat on a plane with 223 people that were sick. Well, hey, I'm the one that bought the ticket. I'm the one that got on the plane. Take responsibility, increase it, and you will increase control in your life. Hey, thanks a lot. Get control this week by increasing your responsibility.
Smoked weed, next day I smoked it again. Next thing you know, I'm like full into drugs. And nobody starts using drugs thinking I'm gonna be a drug addict. But within probably 2 years, I was doing drugs every day. 15 years old to 25 for 10 years, some 9.5 years, I used drugs almost every day.
I know the feeling of being lost and not knowing where to go or what to do, or it could be lost with your money, lost with a job, feel like you're at a dead-end place, you can't get a promotion. The most successful people in the world wake up some mornings with no clue what to do today. Okay, so first thing I want you to know is that it's normal. It happens to everybody. It's not like you're a bad person or you're lost or you're depressed or you got some problem you need to take medication for. Everybody, regardless of their stature in life, where they are, regardless of their money, their relationship, promise you, no matter how much they present, like they look like they got the whole package put together, everybody has those days where they don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Uncertainty. Make the phone call you need to make. You know there's a call sitting there right now that you need to make. And you're wondering, what should I say? Just make the call. You'll figure it out. Call comes in, take the call. Customer walks up, address the customer. Show up, folks. Just do the next right thing. You have an appointment coming in, show up for the appointment. Be there, be early. There's a girl you want to call, pick up the phone and call her right now. There's a guy you want to call, pick up the phone and call him and find out what's going on with him. You want to go surfing? Get a surfboard. I don't know how to surf, Grant. You don't need to know how to surf. Get the board first. Hit the ocean, you'll figure it out. My vitamin is the future, right? So I live on a future.
Well, my dad died when I was 10.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking, man, life is short here. My brother dies 10 years later. I talked to him the night before. Sunday night, I talked to him. Monday morning, he was dead. The time is now. Be in a hurry. And also, dude, if you punch on anything long enough, you could actually change things. Like, my life is about punching. I'm a puncher. Like, I punch a lot. I punch hard. But mostly, I punch persistently. Kind of like life did to me. Like, I've learned to punch back. There was no, everybody, what's your drug of choice? Dude, any drug. Anything that would change my attitude. The guy I am today was always there. You could not kill him with drugs.
I grew up in a little town in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where it's freezing today. There's ice on the road. It's raining. I grew up in a little small town, and I always had ideas that I would be somebody. The first 25 years of my life, it wasn't looking like that because I was getting worse, not better. I never dreamed of living in Miami. I didn't even know where Miami was. I didn't think I'd live in a condo on the 33rd floor with views, 360 degrees wrapped around building.
Where I sold cars right here. 25 years old, 26, 27. I do it in the rain. I do it in the sunshine. I do it when it was cold. I do it when it was wet. Every day. I'd show up here an hour and a half early every day. I'd stay till midnight. And I was here at 7 o'clock in the morning, had a 25-minute drive. I'm here till 11, 12 o'clock at night. Everybody's gone but me. I'm in there looking, hunting, sniffing, figuring it out, on the phone, pounding. This is where I started my career. Don't overanalyze anything.
You're gonna feel better if you start doing something. Helping people always helps. Always. Helping other people always makes people feel better. Don't overanalyze it. Show up in some direction that starts to become survival and better for you. And 3, go help somebody, dog. Go help somebody. Okay, we got on the plane, flew over there. Yeah, it was work, okay? Raised over $1 million for charities. I came home and I felt better about myself, right? So if I could do that, if I can do that a series, okay? Maybe you're not gonna raise $1 million today. You're probably not. I'm not gonna raise $1 million today. I'm gonna do a bunch of little stuff today now. Now I gotta go back to doing little stuff, okay? I gotta go doing the little stuff of taking phone calls, helping people, looking for somebody on the streets to help. But first thing I gotta do is I gotta show up. No matter what, man, no matter what. No matter what, dude, show up. Even if your eyes are bleeding, show up. I've been doing that for 34 years now. Show up even when I don't want to, okay? And then what I try to do is I try to help one person. And what happened over the period of 34 years, I did that every day. I'm not depressed anymore, at least not for long periods of time. I don't use any kind of medication, don't use any kind of drugs, don't smoke weed, don't drink, excessively drink. I might have a drink once in a while. And got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, and for the most part, my life is freaking wonderful. All I did was this. I don't overanalyze. Never do I label myself a loser, quitter. I'm hard on myself. I never label myself OCD, ACD, ADD, OCDD, whatever, a depressant, alcoholic, a drug addict. No, I don't. This is what I do. I do things, okay? Show up, move in the direction. I don't overanalyze, move in the direction that I think could be more pro-survival than staying in one place. And number 3, help somebody. Anybody, man. Just start helping people, okay? And what that does, it gets me into action.
We'd like to thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Please also like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and families. Please watch our other motivational videos. Thank you again.
Do not hear right, cannot speak right. Have you ever noticed that deaf people talk funny? They talk funny because they hear funny. You talk funny when you hear funny.
I have failed far more times than I've succeeded. Far more. You will never succeed more than you fail. That's not how it works. You know why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher. It's the only way to learn. You have to fail. Failure is a part of the process to becoming successful. I tell people this all the time. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in the world, he took 946 game-winning shots. 946 times since he was in high school, the ball has been in his hand to take the game-winning shot with no time on the clock. He has only made 146 of those. He has missed over 700 times, but he has made 146. You know what they write about? When he make it. They write about when you make it. So guess what? When you get through failing, all you got to do is make one. All you got to do is make one. I've had in my career probably a total of, I've been to over 200 pitch meetings to pitch ideas in Hollywood. Out of those 200, they have picked 5 of them. 200 meetings, 200 show ideas, they've picked 5 of them. But you know what them 5 was? Hits. So you know what they made me? A star. I only have 5. I only hit 5. The rest of the shows I had somebody thought of and asked me to be on the show, and I might have turned it into a hit. But I've only been picked, 5 of my ideas got picked. In 33 years, 5 ideas got picked. All I need is 5 hits. That's all. Y'all don't even know I was in them other meetings. They don't write about it. They just write about my hits. You just need a hit, man. So when you fail, it's a part of the process. Keep going. You're supposed to fail. Shit, who you know that gets it right all the time? That's impossible. You have to fail. Matter of fact, when you fail, be glad about it. Every time you fail, you're one step closer. So every time you fail, say, whew, got that out the way. Go to the next one. Fail again, okay, I got 2 out the way. What's gonna happen is if you just keep swinging, you're gonna get a hit. A baseball player gets paid millions and millions of dollars for a 300 batting average. That means out of every 10 times he goes to the plate, he only hits the ball 3 times. They're millionaires. They only hit it 3 times. Man, please.
While other people are giving up, feeling like victims, feeling powerless, becoming negative, turning on each other rather than to each other, feeling that they can't make it. Be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind with the mindset of that it's possible that we can save this generation. It's possible that we can create new industries, a new economy. It's possible that I can find a new profession, a new job. It's possible I can create a new life. And it's necessary that I become actively involved in becoming a positive force in my life and on the planet. And it's me, yes, it's you, it's all of us pulling together, working together to create this brand new future. And it's going to be hard. Easy is not an option. But if it's hard, we will do it hard. Whatever is required to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. And it's worth it. Yes, it's worth whatever we have to do. And once we know that, it is done. It is done. It is done. I say to you, whatever your dreams are, whatever you want to do, in the spirit of Jack, march forward.
I know most people don't make definite plans, but don't let that be you. The guy says, well, you work where I work, but the time you get home, it's late. You've got to have a bite to eat, watch a little TV, and get to bed. You can't sit up half of the night and plan. And this is the guy who's behind on his car note. He's a good worker, hard worker, sincere. But I've discovered that you can be sincere and work hard all your life and wind up broke and embarrassed. You've got to be better than a good worker. You've got to be a good planner, a good goal setter. You've heard the old saying, the people who fail to plan are planning to fail. It's true. So work on your plans. Put yourself in the top few percent who put this power to work for themselves. Writing your goals down also shows you are serious. And to do better, you must get serious. You don't have to be grim, but you do have to be serious. Hey, everybody hopes things will get better, but remember, the future does not get better by hope. It gets better by plan. And hope unaided by clear plans can finally become an illness. There's a Bible phrase that says, hope long delayed makes the heart sick. It's a sickness. I used to have the illness known as passive hope. It's bad. And there's one that is even worse, and that is called happy hope. That is really bad. The man is 50, and he's broke, and he's still smiling. I'd like to share with you some further observations I've made on goal setting. Understand that your goals, whatever they are affecting you all day long. Your goals affect your handshake, your attitude, how you feel. Your goals affect how you look, how you dress, how you walk, how you talk. All day, every day. Your personality, conversation, activity. It's all affected by your goals. I asked a man one time, what are your goals for this month? And he said, if I could just scrape up enough money to pay these lousy bills. That was his goal. Hey, I'm not saying it isn't a goal. It is, but it's such a poor goal. It certainly isn't inspiring. You don't jump out of bed on Monday morning and say, oh boy, another chance to go out and scrape up the money to pay these lousy bills. The point is that goals should be fun. They should be big, challenging, rewarding. They should allow you to grow. Remember, too, that the major purpose of having a goal is not just to acquire the goal. The major reason for setting goals is to compel yourself to become the person it takes to achieve them. In other words, attaining the goal is of secondary importance. What's far more important is what you become in the pursuit of it. The greatest value in becoming a millionaire, for example, is not the $1 million. The greatest value is the skills, the knowledge, the discipline, and the leadership qualities you acquired in becoming a millionaire. It's the experience you acquired in planning, development, strategy. It's other qualities you acquired, such as courage, commitment, and willpower, to attract $1 million. You could lose everything you attained, but you could not lose the skills, knowledge, and experience you have obtained. Even better than having is being. Here's a most important question to spend some time answering. What kind of person will I have to become to get all I want? Write down a few thoughts on that. Write down some skills you'll have to develop, for example, and some of the things you're going to have to learn. Just spend a little time writing a few sentences on this. What kind of person will I have to become to get all I want? The answer to this will give you some personal development goals. Remember, that income does not far exceed personal development. All of us have to do this kind of self-examination. I have to look at my own life and say, well, here's what I want, but am I willing to become what it takes to get what I want? If I'm too lazy, if I don't want to learn, read, study, and grow to become that kind of person, then I cannot attract what I want. Now, either I have to change my wants, or I have to change myself. Here are a few more key points I'd like to share with you on goals and designing your future. First, if you don't right now feel as if you're equipped to get all you want, just remember, ability will grow to match your strong dreams. That's why the goal-setting process we've discussed is so important. The more you work on this, the more ideas you will get on how you can change, how you can grow. I am nowhere near the person I was when I met Mr. Shope 25 years ago. I'm not that person anymore. I've changed. There's nothing you can do about the past, but you can do a great deal about your future. You don't have to be the same person you were yesterday. You can make changes in your life, absolutely startling changes, in a fairly short period of time. You can make changes you can't even conceive of now. If you give yourself a chance, your abilities will grow. You have untapped talents and potential that you haven't even reached for yet.
Live your life from truth and you will survive everything. Everything. I believe even death. You will survive everything if you can live your life from a point of view of truth. You will be wounded many times in your life. You'll make mistakes. Some people will call them failures. But I have learned that failure is really God's way of saying, excuse me, you're moving in the wrong direction. It's about opening your space, your heart space, so that you can love more. You know, that's really all money is for. Money's worth nothing if it can't buy you the opportunity to love more. For me, luck is preparation, meeting the moment of opportunity. There is no luck without you being prepared to handle that moment of opportunity. And so what I would say for myself is that because of my hand in a hand and a force greater than my own, I have been prepared in ways that I didn't even know I was being prepared for.
I'm always connecting to an idea. I'm always asked, why am I making this? Why? So I'm putting this out in the world. Why?
What I realized is that the only sustainable mission throughout your whole existence is to improve lives. And as soon as I made the shift in my mind from trying to be big and trying to have money and trying to be popular to making sure that I improved lives every step of the way on this earth, then all of a sudden I started experiencing healing. If you're scared, you're not going to take the chances that you need to take to realize your dreams. And that was the thing for me. I don't mind being scared, but I'm still going to do it.
Life is hard, right? Like, yeah, you might get hurt. It's like, you know, your heart might get broken, you know? It's like you might lose your job, but you still gotta commit, you know? You gotta commit, right? You know what I mean? You know, you meet somebody and hey, you know, you like her and she likes you and you're hesitating. Don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know, you might get hurt, you might lose something, but it's like you can't experience the joy that is intended for you in life if you don't go.
The dreams that I have is I want to be valuable. Like, I want to be valuable to humanity. I want to, you know, I haven't totally found my calling as of yet, but I want my life to be of value to as many people and in as many ways as possible.
And understanding that really changed the meaning of my life, in that I was no longer driven by what other people wanted me to do, but took charge of my own destiny, making choices based upon what do I feel is the next right move for me.
As that shift happens in you, you'll be feeling the world by it. You'll be embraced by it. Now I'm always at the beginning. I have a reset button, and I ride that button constantly. Once that button is functioning in your life, there's no story that the mind could create that will be as compelling.
You actually have a say-so in how your life goes. Life is not designed where you just wake up and see how it go and you react. You actually have a say-so. You have a determining voice into where your life can go. You have no say-so in what happens to you, but you have a say-so in what you do about it. See, you get tripped out because you got dirt on you, but you need dirt on you to develop. I still got dirt on me. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You take a seed and throw it on the concrete. Don't put no dirt on it and watch what happens. Because dirt ain't just dirt. Dirt is fertilizer. Dirt is nutrients. Dirt gives you the strength for your seed to push through. Everything you see that's beautiful starts out as a seed, but that seed got to get dirt on it. See, you get mad when haters come your way. You get mad because you get a setback. That's just dirt. You got to have dirt on you to grow into what God got for you.
Everybody has a gold standard, a worthy image of self. And it's not just about the physical, it's also about a standard of what they expect to make out of their lives. If you're saying that you want to live your gold standard, then you're saying that you are prepared to accept the highs and the lows, the sweet and the painful. You can see why most people don't live their gold standards. They want the honey, but they worry about the bees. It doesn't work like that. The honey comes with the bees. Everyone wants to know about the great highs, but few people are interested in the terrible lows and the unrelenting stress. I know that for a fact. People want to talk to you when you have it together, not when you're falling apart. They're interested in watching your rockets fly, but not your heart breaking. If you're trying to be cute, then stick to ideals. But if you are sincere about living your gold standard, then the questions are, what are you prepared to endure?
The belief of the individual can overcome thousands of followers. One person with a belief overrides thousands of people with just intent. Right now, we have the most valuable asset on earth on our side, time, but it's running out. And right now, you guys are sitting there. And to make that first step towards greatness is the hardest step. But there is one thing harder than that, my friends. It's later in life. As you look back on your life, the windows of opportunity has closed. Your ability is no longer present. And you think back that you could have been great.
There was a man who was an efficient builder. He had worked for years in a large company and had reached the age of retirement. His employer asked him to build one more house. It was to be his last commission. The builder took the job, but his heart was not involved. He used inferior materials, and he failed to see the many things that should have been clear to him had he shown even his normal interest in his work. When the house was eventually finished, his employer came to him and said, "The house is yours. Here's the key. It's a present from me." The builder immediately regretted that he had not used the best materials and engaged the most capable workers. If only he had known that the house was for him.
It's hard to put the effort in to create greatness, but it's a lot harder to accept the reality that you could have been great.
The moment that you commit yourself, then all unforeseen incidents, people, things that can happen that are positive begin to come your way. And basically the whole thought was the fact that nothing comes to you until you commit yourself.
Who are you? Who do you want to be? What are you doing about it? Ask yourself those questions and be honest with the answers. Don't lie. And then go do something about it.
Here's what I want you to look at. There are winners, there are losers, And there are people who have not discovered how to win. And all they need is some coaching. All they need is some help and assistance, just a little support. Maybe you've already given up. And maybe you just need a little fire, a little encouragement to get back in the game again.
I had been working my whole life. And what I didn't understand by being determined to chase something, by being committed to it, and what commitment is staying true to what you said you were going to do long after the mood that you have set it in has left. You see, people think commitment is saying, yes, I'll do it on the days when it feels good. But I have been committed to everything that I ever started in my life, and I never stopped and I never quit it. And so by being committed to everything that I started, I finished it. It built a certain type of spirit. It built a certain type of mentality. It built a certain type of individual. And so now I couldn't quit even if I wanted to. I couldn't lay in the bed even if I wanted to. I couldn't stop even if I wanted to. I had too much sweat equity in my life and everything that I was doing.
There's a difference between a winner and a champion. You can win and have a bad attitude. You cannot be a champion and have a bad attitude. You can win with a great coach. You cannot be a champion with just a great coach. Champions are focused on the goal. They don't have time to be doing stuff that's not going to help them toward the goal. You are a champion. Think like one.
It's possible. I'm blessed and highly favored. I've got a lot going for me. I got some good stuff in me. And it's possible that I can bring my greatness out here in the universe. That I can do what I want to do. It's possible I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible, regardless of where I am, that things can get better for me.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.
Easy is not an option. Life is hard. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, and I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender.
At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south, and you're going to say, this is it. This is how I end. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin. You do the math. You solve one problem, then you solve the next one.
We all fear rejection. We all fear coming up short. We all fear being obsolete. We all fear looking ignorant. We all fear looking stupid. And the fear of looking stupid is the stupidest thing that you could ever let keep you from taking a step in your life. But we do it all the time and blame the barrier. And I would have, and I should have, and I could have. But I got blocked. I got blocked. I was on my way. I got blocked. I was on my way. I lost my job. I was about to do it. I got blocked. Have you ever been blocked? If you hadn't been blocked, that's because you're not going anywhere. If you hadn't been blocked, that's because you're still in neutral. But if you're ever going to go somewhere that you've never been before and do something you've never done before, prepare for the blockers. And don't act surprised when they hit you.
Because I understood my existence wasn't about me. I went from me to we a long time ago. I understood the process is more important than the product. It wasn't about the outcome for me. Whether I made it to the NFL or not, that was inconsequential in God's plan for my life. But I was going to fall in love with that process because I understood by falling in love with that process, it was going to turn me into a machine. You see, a lot of people need things to get motivated.
A lot of people need a little extra money to get motivated. A lot of people need, whatever the case may be, a little bonus to get motivated. I don't need anything but breath in my body and life.
You can win the war you're in with the weapon that you have. I'm not next. I'm now. And the only thing I need for what's next is to learn how to use what I got now.
Because when you start looking at giving your best at all times, that's not easy. But when you are committing yourself to doing something, those are the standards that you set for yourself because that's who you are. If you're working on a job where you're miserable, they're not paying you what you're worth, and you're dissatisfied. If you have decided to continue to take a paycheck, you owe it to yourself to give it your best effort. If you get in the habit of being mediocre or doing just enough to get by, you're not hurting anybody but you. You're cheating you. Live each day with integrity. Don't try and get over in life. Don't try and cheat. See, a lot of people like to try and cheat. Don't try and cheat. Say, well, this little bit won't count. Everything counts.
Be strong. Be very courageous. Be strong. And there are those of you who are allowing a circumstance or a situation to change you from who you are. I need you to rise. Rise above your current circumstance. Rise. Rise. Rise above everything that's going on around you. Rise. Like I need you to get to a point that while you are in the midst of it, you are not experiencing it like everybody else is experiencing it. I want people to look at you like you're crazy because the way you are experiencing it, the way you are going through it, come on, the way you are going through it, the way you are experiencing it, the way that you're dealing with it, people don't think you crazy. Why? Because like a plane, you rise. You are rising above all of the stuff.
I want you to understand little things matter. And until you understand that little things matter, you will never be able to fulfill your destiny.
You got to take care of the small disciplines before life will give you a chance to handle the more complicated disciplines. You start first with the smallest of disciplines and do not neglect them and do not disregard them as being trifling. Everything matters. Everything's important.
Great people do little things with excellence. In fact, it is a sure sign that you're going to end up in a great place when you give great detail to little things. When something little goes wrong and it bothers you. When you want to make sure that everything is right, even though you don't have a title and you don't have a position and you don't have recognition, but you have a standard to which you hold yourself to. Excellence doesn't start when the lights come on. Excellence doesn't start when the crowd gathers. Excellence is nurtured in mediocrity.
Don't let neglect destroy your days, destroy your life, and destroy your future. Do what you can. And if you'll do what you can, then life will give you some extraordinary things to do.
I don't know who I'm talking to out there, but God is grooming you for greatness. If you cannot manage the little things, you'll never be able to manage the big things. If the little things overwhelm you, if you complain and collapse about little things, you'll never be ready for the greater things that God is about to do in your life.
In fact, here's a good philosophical phrase. If you hadn't thought of it before, here it is. Everything affects everything else. It's so easy to be casual and say, well, this doesn't matter. I'm telling you, everything matters.
Because whenever God's getting ready to do great things in your life, he tests you on small things.
Go for the disciplines, the smallest of disciplines. Like keeping your accounts in order. Did you ever hear this expression? I don't know where it all goes. Did you ever hear that? But here's the key. If you'll be disciplined when the amounts are small, we'll make you a ruler, give you a position of authority when the amounts are many.
Until you are faithful over a few, you can't be faithful over many.
Take care of your disciplines when the amounts are small. And then life will see to it that you get some extraordinary numbers to work with. Let us not neglect, do not neglect the smallest of disciplines. And build on that foundation, and you can have everything you could possibly want.
And when the big thing comes, you're going to be amazing. Until then, you're just lazy and slowful and laid back and taking it easy. And you don't understand it is how you handle the little things that determines what's coming next in your life. In spite of how small it looks right now, it's bigger than you think. In spite of how small you look right now, it's bigger than you think. That's why you got to rejoice when you've been afflicted. Rejoice when you've been up under attack. Because God's got you in training camp. Oh, you're in the boot camp of greatness. Because you're bigger than you think and you don't even know it. Shatter your perspectives and your attitude. Shatter how you define greatness. Shatter how you define responsibility. I'm exposing you to pressure because I'm building up your tolerance. Because where I'm getting ready to take you, what was precious is going to become your normal. And I got to recalibrate you and train the way you think. Today is an opportunity for you to get your head right. Today, people ignore the performance of little things, waiting on the next big thing. But the next big thing is a little thing. That's why you're not ready to be great until you think everything is important, until everything matters to you. Just showing up for the battle is half the battle. Just showing up, just being in your place, just being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there is half the battle. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the solutions. You don't have to have the favor of the army. Just show up. And just because it starts out small does not mean that it ends up small.
Everything that's happening to you is God is processing you. Every difficult moment you're having, He's just processing you. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. And if you need to be tough, when you get to where you're going, then He's going to toughen you. He's going to let you have some trials come your way that's going to have to produce that in you. To really understand the value of money, I had none. To just appreciate simple things, what I'm going to eat today, where I'm going to wash up at, where I'm going to bathe. He sent me through a trial of being homeless for 3 years. I lived in a car for 3 years. All of that I did not appreciate or understand, I understand it now. It was the route I had to go on. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. You just got to quit tripping while you're in the process, because the process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when He gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way. And you're going to be okay with it. But quit tripping during the process. See, the route you on right now, it's the route you got to take. This thing you going through, you just got to understand you ain't the only one. Oh, Lord, why me? You ain't the only one. Oh, Lord, why me? You ain't the only one. Oh, Lord, why I lose my job? You ain't the only one unemployed. Oh, Lord, why He leave me? You ain't the first chick got left. This might not even be your last time getting left. Pull yourself together and quit tripping, because you in the process. God is processing you. He ain't through with you. If He was through with you, you would not wake up in the morning. He gonna fix it. I look back on my life at all that I've been through. So the stuff I'm currently going through, I have built up enough reservoir that living in the car taught me that this ain't it. So the things I'm going through now, I know this ain't it. That He gonna come get me in a minute. So all I gotta do is sit tight. I ain't in a bad place. Now I ain't where I wanna be, but the spot I'm in is better than where I was. I ain't homeless. People think when you get famous or rich that your problems is over. They got a whole new set of them for you. They got some stuff you ain't seen. But I'll tell you the truth right now. The problems I got right now, I take them. Because the problems I had when I was homeless, I don't want them no more. See, money gonna change your life a little bit, folks. But you gotta ask for it. You have not because you ask not. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. It didn't say you have not because you don't make enough. It simply say you have not because you ask not. But you don't ask because you ain't got that together. When you ask God for something, quit tripping. Well, Lord, if I could just stay with him a little bit longer, maybe you don't need him. Well, I don't want to leave him because I've been with him 8 years. Well, hold up, whoa. You want 8 more years of this? God can't give you what you want because you want to hold on to what you got. You all in the way. Now you telling him how to bless you. You can't tell God how to bless you.